Okay, so this video is all going to be about abdominal and core training. So overall in the video we're going to look at training the lower rectus abdominals, the upper. We're going to be looking at the serratus, the intercostals and the obliques. So first I always like to start with lower rectus abdominals just because I find they tend to tire the fastest, and they're normally the most intense of the exercise, so I like to get them done out of the way when I'm much stronger so I can actually complete the sets. So, on to the first exercise. So the first exercise I'm going to do is the hanging leg raise, again just to target those lower abdominals. So the hanging leg raise, all you need is a chin-up bar or a Smith machine, something like I've got here. You can do these in any sort of basic gym. Now, the hanging leg raise, again, is for the lower rectus abdominals, and what I'm really going to focus on this one is tempo. Okay, so you'll notice I go up nice and slow with my legs on the eccentric and the concentric. Okay, this is just going to add extra tension and time and attention on those lower rectus abdominal muscles. So, start from a hanging position. So you notice there, only a few reps, but my god it hurt. I'm slightly restricted with the movement because I can't fully extend because of the floor, and I can't actually fully come up to the top just because I'm suffering slightly with a little bit of a sore back today. So I'm just being very wary of that, listening to my body. So this is, certainly I can feel that in my rectus abdominals, job achieved, and I'll do this another 3 times. Okay, so this next exercise is going to be hitting my obliques, and it's really simple. It's just a side bend, okay, and you'll see this is going to really work the intercostals, the obliques, and really squeeze here. So this is what we're looking for. And I breathe out at the very top loop just to get that extra squeeze. You can do this with a plate or a dumbbell in your hand. You might find your grip go, so perhaps some chalk or some straps will be good. Again, we're just taking this to failure. Your abdominals are like any other muscle, they can be trained exactly the same as all the others. So weight bearing is fantastic. You don't need to do thousands of reps. Just hit failure and they'll develop and they'll grow. Now the other side. Okay, so this next exercise, again, I'm going to hit the lower rectus abdominals. This is your reverse crunch, and again, something I have a nice slow tempo with. I'll do as many reps as I can until failure. I'm not sure what that's going to be because it's body weight. And again, notice my breathing. I breathe out at the top, and you see the extra crunch, okay? So you need an incline bench or a decline bench. Hold on to the top. Bring your legs up. there at the end, just to finish off. I hit failure doing the standard ones, and I just finished off with some small tight crunches at the top, because they're slightly easier, but it just allows you to squeeze out a few more than a real slow eccentric, making it harder just by having my legs straight. And obviously you're stretching your mass out, so your core has to work much harder to compensate for that weight being distributed differently. But it's a great exercise. And again, slow on the way down, contract up hard, really, really squeeze on the way up. Okay, so this last and final exercise. Mainly going to be working at the serratus and the intercostals, and it's a real twist movement. Okay, you could use a cable machine like this. This is another Josh Hill favourite, one I've picked up from my coach. You could do it with a seated, with a dumbbell in your hand coming across. You could do it. The other one we quite like is holding onto a bar here, bringing it down, up and down, so you have a full-length Olympic bar, put in a corner, and that will work. But essentially this is the movement. Get a good angle on, squeeze. Now you'll notice this is what I'm trying to lift the movement with, so I'm not moving my hips. It's all from the core. Shoulders now will stay the same. Nice tempo. 3, 2, 1. Hold for 1 second. 3, 2, 1. Hold for 1 second. And now do the other side. So, to be honest, I don't really train abdominals that much. Most of my training is actually based around the compound lifts, so deadlifts, squat, overhead press, bench press. And if you utilize those movements correctly, every time you lift, you should engage your core. So actually, it's a fantastic way of building up that inner sort of strength, should we say, building up those rectus abdominals throughout your entire workouts. So effectively you can keep training your core. You don't necessarily need to target your abdominals just to make them look good. Obviously you bring most of that out through diet and obviously extra exercise anyway. So just by doing sit-ups or 300 sit-ups, whatever you're going to do, isn't going to make you have a good 6 or 8 pack, because actually the nutrition part is so important to really bring those out. Certainly when you get near a competition, it's a good idea to just, I think, sharpen them up a little bit, so when you do tense them, when you're on stage, you're doing a photo shoot, having that tension and really isolating those movements does allow you to tense them a little bit harder. But most of the year I might train them once every month, once every 2 months, and that might just be to fill in a session, just to add it in so it gives me a little bit longer rest, but it still allows me to go to the gym, have some energy expenditure, enjoy it with my friends, have a bit of banter, and that's fantastic. So you don't need to always have a core workout. If you want to look for injury prevention, then yes, you can incorporate maybe some plank holds, so some isometric work perhaps, and that is good, but you don't necessarily need to do hundreds a day, that's my point.